San Diego and Baltimore is an ugly game from NFL Week 8. And when there's an ugly game with a no clear betting value one way or the other, you know that's usually Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com who's going to cover it with us here at SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Joe Duffy, the Chargers 2-5 against the spread. Baltimore 1-5-1 against the spread. Ugliness all around in this one. We know all the issues Baltimore is having in the secondary. Their receiving core is decimated. They'd be way better on offense if they had more weapons for Joe Flacco. And then on the other side, San Diego is basically all Phillip Rivers and then nothing else. Right now, Baltimore is a 3-point home favorite. The total's very high, 50 or 50.5. It is going to be a tough scheduling spot, I think, for San Diego. They have to go all the way across country. It's a 10 a.m. start from a West Coast perspective. Do you have anything to say about the odds in this game? Do you think there's betting value that we can look to here?
Well, yeah, the sharps will tell you that you don't need beer goggles to have ugly look beautiful. Now, whether or not this game is a perfect example, not so much. In addition to what you said about it being a 10 a.m. game from San Diego's body clock, keep in mind that the schedule's been a little distorted. Baltimore, they've only played 2 home games so far, so 5 of their 7 games have been on the road. That might have a little bit of a reason to do why they're underachieving now. I will say they've lost both of their home games, but still, at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to win at home than it is on the road. Now, Baltimore finally has some home games coming their way. And as you said, at least from a scheduling standpoint, what more could you ask for? You got a team that is playing at 10 o'clock, their body time, traveling all the way across the country. I think, if anything, though, the best value would be in the total. Pretty good angle that you have. 2 teams with a winning percentage of 300 or under, and the total is at least 48. It's going over at an 11-3 rate. But as it applies to this game, look, San Diego, they're basically saying we're putting it all in the arms of Phillip Rivers. He leads the league in attempts, completions, and yards, and he's on track to attempt 710 passes. So they're throwing the ball a lot. Remember what I always say, it's more about pace than it is about competence. And San Diego, in the past, they've actually been a fairly ball control team, and now they're willing to put the ball in the air a lot. Now, with the Ravens, with Forsett, Smith, and Flacco, I think they have an underrated group of triplets, a little bit underachieving. Now, unfortunately, Joe Flacco, we've always said he's one of those guys, he's kind of the opposite of Peyton Manning, where Peyton Manning is a much better quarterback during the regular season than he is in the postseason. Flacco's not so great of a regular season quarterback, but he does seem to play better with his back to the wall. So I think really the smart play here would be the over.
That's what I was thinking as well. I was just a little bit put off by the super high total. It's 50 or 50.5. But, I would agree with you, Joe Duffy. So do you want to go official with the pick on the over 50?
I shall go official with the pick. I agree with you because of the total being fairly high. I have not at least put it as a premium play as of yet, and I don't know if I will, but sure, we'll go official for the purposes of this video.
All right, Joe Duffy going official, over 50 in San Diego, Baltimore. Hopefully Baltimore's receiving core will be able to hold up their end of the bargain. Joe Duffy, tell us what's going on at OffshoreInsiders.com. I know you're killing it recently in football, right?
I am. I know a lot of these politicians, the catchphrase is, the system is stacked against you or rigged against you. Well, I'm here to tell you systems are rigged in your favor. We've got a lot of systems that we acquired during the offseason. I told you it would be my best ever, and it has been the best football season ever by any handicapper. I was already well ahead. Now 17-3 the last 20 football picks, coming off a 10-0 college football weekend. Just visit OffshoreInsiders.com as we continue to update the plays.
Sounds awesome, Joe. Thanks.
Thank you, Peter.